그나마 너 탈주할 박력 있는 종자는 아니잖아.
Hey guys, Society Reviews here, my review of the film Escape. And I think it's fair to say that a lot of people living in North Korea have a dream of one day defecting from the nation and moving to a much less communist South Korea. If you had an opportunity to escape poverty and oppression in favor of a much freer nation, few people will take the option of staying put. So when you look at the 2024 Escape film properly entitled Escape, a setup like this will have a perfect build for a chase movie where the final destination is freedom. Which begs the question, how exactly did a movie like this fail at one of the easiest setups imaginable? Perhaps the answer lies in a similar problem that American films have when you spend more time marking checkboxes rather than focusing on the story that actually puts the butts in the seats. You end up with a movie that misses the mark in a big way. Escape is a film about a North Korean army sergeant who has been planning to take an opportunity to defect to South Korea in order to avoid the harsh rule of the northern side. Doing so is much easier said than done, as anyone who was caught defecting from North Korea to South Korea is killed by the government as a traitor to discourage anyone from following suit. Understanding that his plan to escape will put him and those close to him in danger, Lim Nan decides to take his one shot at the dead of night and flee before anyone realizes that he's gone. However, a loud explosion by a wild boar who runs into a landmine set to take out the trackers has forced him to delay his plan until he finds a better opportunity. In the process of failing at his plan, he finds another North Korean defector who wants to go with him. They both try to flee together, but they are caught, and the defector takes the fall for their failed plan. Lim is suddenly and unintentionally viewed as a hero for catching the defector to the south side. However, his newfound favor with the North has not changed his heart or his plan. Lim must save his fellow defector from certain execution by the North Korean government and sees this as an opportunity to escape through the window that has become far messier than he planned. On paper, Escape has everything going for it for a satisfying action movie, so why does it fall short? The movie only has a runtime of roughly 90 minutes, meaning that most of its plot is short and to the point. A man on the wrong side of the border must do whatever he can to get to the other side. Where the film drops the ball, however, is that most of the supporting characters of the movie do nothing but take away the focus from the main conflict. For instance, the villain of the film is an old friend of Lim who works for the North Korean government catching deserters. When the film is not focused on our hero, the movie takes a detour focused on a ruthless wrangler who just so happens to be closetedly gay and spends most of the time reminiscing about his career as a pianist while projecting his anger because he can't have a dream relationship with his boyfriend in Russia. The character choice is particularly odd considering the context of the film and the target audience for the movie, which happens to be South Koreans. So if you're trying to make people emotionally bond with your villain who is North Korean, you certainly chose the wrong conflict to put him over in. The film also does a brief tour to focus on a small group of armed North Korean female nomads who fight to be separated from the North Korean regime. While their introduction is certainly an interesting turn in the plot of the movie, the development usually goes nowhere as they only appear in the movie for a brief period. When considering these numerous character introductions that happen frequently in a 90-minute movie, you realize that the film is thin on actual plot. It's as if the filmmakers had an idea on the plot of the film but didn't know how to get from point A to point B in a time period that would justify a feature-length film. The film places our protagonist in numerous situations and conveniences where he's just about to fulfill his plan before something improbable happens. With the stakes presented in the movie, the tone does not present audiences with the feeling of a man who is going to war against an entire country. Other Korean films such as The Man Gone North does a superior job of leveling the stakes for our protagonist without seeing a single threat of gunfire. When it's all said and done, Escape is a movie that hurts itself by losing focus of what truly matters in the story. Characters over conflict does not work in a scenario where the focus of the heat is between the two fighting nations. I give this film a 2 out of 5.